Savaged Unfiltered.
This program contains subject matter and language that may be disturbing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
There we go again.
More technical problems. We live in the 21st century.
Savaged Unfiltered.
Literally, not only should we not be supporting, but we gave $30 billion. Did you know we gave $30 billion this weekend?
Your host, Michael Gardner. Like a Hellcat.
Alrighty, guys, welcome to Savaged Unfiltered. I am your handsome man on the left-hand side of the screen, Michael Gardner. Joining me here once and foremost is the second most handsome man here on Savaged Unfiltered podcast, Joseph M. Leonard, the author of Terror Strikes Coming to a City Near You, and soon to be, well, I can't say soon to be because he already is the fucking author, author of How to Write a Book and Get It Published. Joseph, what's up, buddy?
Yeah.
Joseph, because we're always talking audio, man, and it's like, you know, we want to see what those sons of bitches look like on the video. So anyway, and I'm sure Joseph's upset right now because he doesn't have his green screen, you know, with Terror Strikes in the back, but it's okay. We're going to get that going on Restream. I know that's very important to Joseph. So
Yeah, instead you get a look at my ugly living room. But there's my wedding photos on the left and right, and in the middle is my grandfather's wedding photo. But other than that, you see the ugly couch.
Oh, God. That's oh, boy. But, Joseph, man, I want to talk about your book. You got a book coming out, your second book, How to Write a Book and Get It Published, right? Is that the title of it?
Yeah, which is, of course, conversational English as opposed to written English. And I titled it that way because that is, of course, one of the things discussed in the book. I get to kind of share my journey from conception to writing to publishing to now marketing Terror Strikes Coming Soon to a City Near You, because I know there's a lot of people who love to write. Maybe like me, they've been writing since they were like 6 years old, you know, doodling stories and things like that. Well, how to write a book and get it published will help bring a book in you to market.
Yeah, I agree with that. So what made you come out with this book, man? I know it's you know, you had a first book coming out, man, with Terror Strikes Coming to a City Near You. Is it something that you were thinking about for a long time, man? I know we've been talking on the air, you know, especially the podcast here, I mean, with your book. So
Yeah, it actually kind of was an afterthought. I was doing more and more interviews about Terror Strikes Coming Soon to a City Near You. And then people would say, well, come back on and let's just talk about writing and publishing in general. So after the sixth interview like that, I thought, why not put that in a book? Right?
yeah,
If everybody,
why not put it in a book?
If everybody's asking, I may as well put it in print.
Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Well,
so
you know,
I took several of those interviews, like I suggested to you, since you have a podcast, you had a ready-made book. You could transcribe a couple of your shows and then expound upon it. Well, I did the same thing. I used my own cheat, so to speak. It's the full title is How to Write a Book and Get It Published, subtitled Hints, Tips, and Techniques. So that's one of the, hint or tip or technique or trick. I took those shows, 3 of those shows that I was on, 4 actually. One podcast had 2 interviews. and I put them through an online transcriber. So I then was able to cut and paste those shows right into the book and then expound upon things that were left out.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, man, you got to do what you got to do, right?
Yeah.
But,
and again, for anybody who has a podcast, it greatly
Savaged Unfiltered.
curve and timetable. I was able to take those, transcribe them, and bam, that was half not quite half the book, maybe a third of the book right there. And then I just had to fill in other blanks.
Yeah. So here, tell me one thing, Joseph. Do you see yourself writing a third book, man? I know we discussed it on the show.
Yeah, I have
many, possibly more books, but
I have a third book. Well, that was going to be my second, but I interjected how to write a book and get it published as my second instead. I have another one that I have the rough outline together for, which is basically going to be a Christian bookshelf kind of book. I can't talk about it. If I give spoilers, someone can steal it and beat me to the punch, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they'll be able to steal that. They'll use that. They'll butcher the freaking name, and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm the new author of this and this and this," And you hear Joseph over there in Michigan saying, "You son of a fucking bitch, man,"
And you can't copyright an idea. You can only
No.
copyright certain words. I mean, you could trademark a phrase, but you can't copyright an idea. So yeah, if you openly throw out an idea for a story and someone else steals it, don't go crying to a lawyer. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I don't think the technology's there yet, Joseph. I mean, we haven't developed it yet on that scale.
Yeah.
So,
now, obviously,
yeah, go ahead, man.
There are plagiarism laws. Now, if you've got an
yeah.
idea and you've written down some things and somebody steals verbatim some paragraphs you wrote for your book, well, now you've got a plagiarism case. You've got a copyright case. But
yeah.
Like I say in How to Write a Book and Get It Published in one of the general chapters, like one of my favorite movies is Stargate, and my favorite TV series of all time is Stargate SG-1. Well, that was based on someone else's idea, and the idea and concept of wormholes has been a scientific theory for a while. So that plays on those theories and those thoughts. But now you can't write a book. You can write a book using wormholes, excuse me, space travel, wormholes, aliens. Those are all general concepts. You can write your own book on that. But actual pyramid-shaped alien ships landing on pyramids on Earth, well, that would be kind of touchy. That's kind of unique to them, and they would have a bit of a plagiarism case if you tried to steal that idea.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, by far. And, I want to let the folks know out there, that's tuning into the show. Obviously, if you're tuning in on iHeart, much appreciation. I know we're doing fucking phenomenal on iHeart. Thank you very much. And, Joseph, you got some fans on iHeart. I really want to give the hat to where it's due. Joseph, I mean, you're becoming very, very well known in the Toronto area there up in Canada. I noticed some listeners coming in saying that they wanted a second book from you for many, many months that you've been on the show. So yeah, man, that's awesome, man. So the book, does it have a release date yet, Joseph? I know we've been discussing that on the show.
I was hoping for today, but
Okay.
It should be by the end of the week. We're going to miss today. When I'm done with you, I've got a Zoom call with Michael Clausen, the CEO of Illumify Media. And of course, I forgot to unplug the phone.
Savaged Unfiltered.
For the damn phone thing. Anyway,
yeah.
so I got a Zoom.
That's
with
Joseph's digital secretary.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a smart home phone even.
Oh,
So
no.
it announces who's calling. Yeah. It doesn't just ring, it announces who's calling. But anyway, I've got the Zoom with the CEO of Illumify this afternoon to discuss. Hopefully Wednesday or Friday, we should have the cover wrapped up and ready to upload to Kindle, Amazon Kindle.
Damn. Yeah, man. That's some good stuff you got going on there. Illumify is a big publishing company. I know some friends of mine that live up north still, man. They have written some books, man, and through Illumify, and it's a damn good header, man, to have.
Yeah. Well, you
I'm using a company outside of Tampa, so.
Yeah, Illumify and McHenry, which terror strikes coming soon to a city near you. McHenry Press is a subsidiary of Illumify Media. Michael created McHenry Press, and if that sounds familiar, it should McHenry, as in Fort McHenry, as in the Star Spangled Banner. Francis Scott Key wrote about the Star Spangled Banner about Fort McHenry. So it's the patriotic books line of Illumify, and they're out of Colorado. But you mentioned Toronto. That doesn't surprise me because Terror Strikes Coming Soon to a City Near You has a chapter on Toronto, London, England, Madrid, Spain, and Tokyo, Japan. So the book, I think, does pretty well in the Toronto area because of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I've read some of Joseph's first book there, Terror Strikes, and I could say, man, it's a damn good book. I mean, not just to, plug Joseph in, just to plug him in, but I mean, I give credit to where it's due. The book is fucking phenomenal. It deals with terrorism. It deals with just a lot of different other types of topics.
Right, yeah.
And if you're looking for a really good political book, man, for the holidays, yeah.
Yeah, pick it up. It is not just about terrorism. I like to say it's not a book about death, because you hear terrorism, you think death and destruction. It's a book about life and living, and those both foreign and domestic, including American fascocrats, as I call them, trying to destroy Western culture. And it's funny, I got a negative review the other day. So I just wrote a blog.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I wrote a blog on it. If you could go to terrorstrikes.info/reviews, terrorstrikes.info/reviews. There's a negative review from Susan in Australia. And my publisher said, why would you want to put a negative review on your reviews page? And I explained, simple, because I can rebut her review and explain why I think she gave me an honest negative review, because she didn't get it. She just didn't get the book. And being in Australia, she just may not know
Joseph,
enough about European politics.
Yeah, Joseph, get this, man. It also shows that you're not having these on page and you're paying them to just say it. It actually shows real and honesty on you as an author. So that's awesome, man. That's a good marketing pitch to put that negative review on there. Again, it's showing the people that are buying your book and looking at the reviews like, wow, this guy is just not paying people. He's actually, having real people review his book. And that's awesome, man. You do stuff like that. I got
another negative one the other day, which is where I was going with it. So I wrote a blog on it. You could go to tinyurl.com/JLD articles. That's short for J. Leonard Detroit, which is my social media handle on virtually every social media platform. So tinyurl.com/JLD articles. And there at
Was it the cow? I heard some cows, Joseph.
yeah, that was my rooster alarm clock reminding me we had the interview. I thought, a good thing I checked at 11 o'clock because you were ready to go, because I wrote down 11:30 we were doing today. So that was the alarm clock I forgot to turn off. But a guy named Max gave me a negative review. So I wrote a blog about his review because it's clear it's clear to me he didn't really read the book. He's a left-wing troll engaging in cancel culture because he doesn't want you or anyone else to read my book. And he goes into a bunch of Alinsky style ad hominem false narrative tropes about us as conservatives, so he trots out all these. In fact, let me scroll down. I'm on the page. He titles his review. He gives me 1 out of 5 stars and says, a must-have for every prepper's bunker bookshelf. And rather than getting upset about that, I laughed and said, I can turn this into a positive because it's clear he didn't read the book. And his whole review is nothing but, his stereotypes of what a person on the right is, and therefore what he thinks is in my book rather than what is actually in my book, because it's pro-America. It's pro-free speech, pro-free markets, pro-life, pro-family, pro-individualism, pro-content of character, like Martin Luther King said, instead of left-wing identity.
Joseph,
politics.
he's just your typical jackass liberal idiot, man.
Yep.
He's just out there just to somebody's life a living hell because he wants something that Joseph has. And you have something, Joseph, that's remarkable. And he's just probably like a schmuck that's living in a trailer somewhere in Midwest America.
Michael Gardner.
But again, so you go to tinyurl.com/JLD articles. It's the one at the very top. You can see it. Get a laugh. And at the same time, you'll learn a little bit more about my book. And then hopefully consider, it's not too late. Amazon, if you're an Amazon Prime member, you can order from Amazon and still get it in time for Christmas. Now, if you go to terrorstrikes.info/buy, I send out third-class mail. You won't get it in time for Christmas, but you'll get an autographed copy if you buy direct from me. So you could,
well, that's good.
Print out the cover and say, here, this is coming after Christmas, an autographed copy. That's why I don't have the book for you today, because I wanted to get you an autographed author copy.
There you go. And just to let you guys know, I'm writing a book myself. It's out. It's not out yet, but it will be out in about 11 days from now. So about another 11 days, guys. About a little week and a half actually, which will be out December 30th, guys. You're gonna want to check that out.
And I want to
about 2 days prior to that.
I want to thank you.
Yeah, hang on, Joseph. About 2 days prior to that, I will be doing a show on that. So you're going to want to look out for that.
I look forward
What's
to
up,
that.
Joseph?
I look forward to the show. I look forward to the book. And I want to thank you. A spoiler alert, that's not a big spoiler. Michael let me write the foreword to his book. So
Yeah. Joseph is he's credit in the book more than just the forward. I credit him in about like 6 or 7 pages. By the way, Joseph, I took your offer up with putting in an editing, which I had up until the 16th. So about 3-4 days ago.
Oh, an
I
index?
spoke to.
You mean index? Yeah.
Yeah, the index. Yeah.
Yeah, that your book, where you have name references, usually should have an index to it. So I'm glad I caught you in time and was able to give you that so that you could do that before it comes out. That's good.
Now, the only bad side about it was the book was supposed to have 72 pages. It actually made it 83 pages. So we had to put it up to 83 pages. Now, this book is not a very large book. I don't have like 200, 400, 500, 600 pages because I don't believe in all that. You would lose somebody after 150, I think, in my personal opinion. But I did it a medium-sized, medium scale type of book. Each chapter covers roughly about a page and a half, sometimes 3 or 4, depending on the content. So I'm just letting the listeners know, and it's not a 400, 500, 600 page book. Oh God, it would probably take me like 6 years to write that, but but Joseph, I got to tell you, man, writing a book is a bitch. It takes a long time, man. Oh my God.
It can. Yeah, it can. Unless if you can cheat, like I said, and transcribe a show or another cheat. Those of you in the audience, here's another cheat in how to write a book and get it published. If you've written op-ed pieces or letters to the editor, or if you've done a blog, or if you do video vlogs, you could convert the vlog to audio, then have that audio transcribed. So, you can cheat a bit. You can repurpose a blog that you've written in the past. And I did that cheat in Terror Strikes Coming Soon to a City Near You. There are 2 blogs in Terror Strikes Coming Soon to a City Near You that were my blog.
The fuck kind of shit is that, huh?
Repurposed and reworked a bit to be my character Martin's written blogs. So there are shortcuts that you can take to help speed up the writing process. Otherwise, it does. Terror Strikes took me 12 months to write. 6 months in 2006, then I set it aside. Then the dream that Terror Strikes Coming Soon to a City Near You is based on reoccurred in 2021. So I picked the book back up, spent another 6 months finishing it. So a book. Now, how to write a book and get it published, because I had all those interviews that were transcribed, I was able to put together in 6 weeks. That's a That's a rarity, though. That is a rarity.
Yeah.
Normally, a book is going to take you, if you've got the time to dedicate, 6 months to a year, potentially more. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and just by the way, guys, Joseph, if you don't mind, man, I gotta get into another segment.
That terrorism stopped during COVID. Unfortunately, mainstream media opted to prioritize pandemic hysteria over promoting all news. Terrorism continues. Simply hoping that it doesn't affect you is not a strategy. The new book, Terror Strikes, Coming Soon to a City Near You, featured on The Author Show, is now available in paperback from bookstores, online, or as an ebook exclusively through Amazon Kindle. Terror Strikes, Coming Soon to a City Near You by Joseph M. Leonard. Order today.
You see that, Joseph, or are you just kind of seeing where it goes from now?
I hope so. I need to certainly wait and see how well these 2 books go. 'Cause in a way, they're almost companion pieces, because how to write a book and get it published. Even if you don't have a book in you, maybe you just want a behind-the-scenes look of what it takes to write a book. So it's like a companion to Terror Strikes. It's the journey that it took to bring Terror Strikes to market. So even if you yourself aren't interested in writing a book and getting it published, it is something you can read to educate yourself on what it takes for an author to write and publish and market a book.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, by far. And, for the listeners that are tuning into this, they're like, wow, we're actually getting an in-depth look of the author behind the mic here, Joseph M. Leonard. We usually hear him talking about politics, but I wanted to do this for Joseph because, he's very talented in writing books, and you get, sort of the savage depth of a Mikeism word that I created on this show. It's a savage depth of Joseph M. Leonard, behind the mic of what he actually does besides, just not only talking on this show. He has a tremendous presence on Wham Radio up in Detroit, Ann Arbor area with our good friend Derek here, now part of the, well, he's not part of the show, but I consider him a friend of the show. But, it's good stuff. Good stuff, guys. I want to get into some announcements here, guys. Layla London. Now, Layla London, guys, she's going to be joining us tomorrow. It's going to be a pre-recorded episode, guys. So that means she will be on the show. And for those who are not aware of Layla London, she is a podcaster. It's another OnlyFans mom interview, and actually, I interviewed one last week. That will drop at the end of the month due to some, clogging. I don't want to clog my own show with episodes and everything. Sometimes I drop them right away. Sometimes I save them, depending on the content. So the first one I did last week with a OnlyFans model, that will be dropped the end of this month. The one I'm doing tomorrow with Layla, that will be dropped on tomorrow afternoon. And then tomorrow afternoon around like 3:00, we're doing a recorded episode with a leftist liberal. Suzanne Posel out of Arizona will be on the show tomorrow discussing, her inside world of how she looks at politics. That should be a rather interesting show. I've had a couple liberals on the show in the past, so it's rather interesting getting her inside look of how she views politics. So really...
Yeah. And despite her name being
good
London,
shows, I'm with Layla London, another man's. Go ahead, Joseph.
And her name is London, which makes you think of England, which makes you think crooked teeth. But I've seen a picture you showed me. She has good teeth.
Yeah. She's actually. She's,
me. I like to throw a joke in every now and then.
Yeah, she's a very attractive young lady. Well, not too young. I mean, she's like maybe 30. I actually cooked her up, not to be a creepo or anything, but I actually looked her up, and she's about middle-aged, 35, 37. But so that one's going to drop tomorrow afternoon, guys. The one I'm doing with Suzanne, we're going to drop that Wednesday morning. And then in January, we're going to have a woman from, where the hell is she at? Shaky giving me the notes. Thank you. Shaky, give me notes. Don't text me. I hate that texting fucking shit. But in January, we're going to be talking with Carrie Ann Gulliver. I hope I didn't butcher the last name. Sorry, guys, if I did. But Carrie Ann Gulliver will be on the show January 6th. Now, Carrie Ann Gulliver, guys, is a woman that is the founder, and she runs a company by the name of America's Franchise Matchmaker. And she considers herself the greatest gift in talent. Oh, well, we're going to have to see about that. But anyway. January, I have another announcement, guys, before I'm going to get into another segment. I got to get the announcements out because I think it's tremendous to give you a little headway of what's happening here on Savage Unfiltered. Now, January 17th, we're going to have a woman coming in from the country of Israel, from the capital, that goes by the name of Dr. Shoshana Levin Fox. Now, she does reside in Israel, so you got to bear with me with the hopefully we don't get too much on her end because she is about, almost 14 hours ahead of me. So, and I've had some lagging with some individuals from Australia. Joseph was on the show. We had some, tried to edit that fucking show the best I could, but sometimes you just can't do it. But she'll be on the show to discuss her issues with freedom across the world. She's a huge advocate for freedom. And not only does she want to see freedom in her home country of Israel, but she wants to see change here in America. Discuss that on the show. That show is going to be a very rather interesting show, January 17th. So it's going to be a Tuesday, guys. I'm going to try to drop that day or possibly the next day. But back to the show, guys. I just wanted to give you some insight, what's going on Savage Unfiltered. Forgot. Thank you. Fucking Shaky. Fuck. Stop with the fucking texting. Jeez. Fucking give me a note. Jesus Christ. But anyway, Shaky texting me. He's literally the side of this room here, so he wants to text me instead of throwing papers, because this is what he does. He just throws papers. Here, I'll give you the paper he gave me. He just throw fucking
Shaky,
papers. I don't want to hear that fucking shit.
Is Shaky a Gen Zer? I mean, that's all they know how to do is text. They don't even know how to use pick up and make a phone call.
Nah, Shaky's about 5 years older than me, Joseph. He's
Oh,
like 45, but
so he doesn't have the Gen Z excuse. So with those Gen Zers, I mean, they don't even know how to use a regular phone. All they know how to do is use those thumbs and text everything.
Yeah. And then on the show this Wednesday, guys, I had to get this in. We're going to have another personality similar to like what we had a couple weeks ago with Uncle Herpes.
Savaged, unfiltered.
We're going to have this gentleman. I think it's a gentleman. I looked. I think it's a gentleman. It's hard to tell because the gender is not presented very well. You can check him out. It's called Seven. His or her name is, I think, Joseph. How can you say it? Like, is it a woman or is it a man? It's hard to tell. I don't know if you looked it up, but
no, I didn't look. And yeah, that's a good question. I kind of guess made the assumption, like we shouldn't do, that it's a man too, but because when I think Seven, I think like Zen.
I'm hoping it's a man because it looks like a man on his Instagram. What?
Yeah, because Seven, I kind of think of like Zen, Sven, which is a Swedish male name. So I think that kind of gave me the bias that Seven would be a male name.
Yeah. Well, I looked them up. Seven Med Season is her either his or her handle, and when I have him or her on the show, I'm gonna apologize because I don't know what it is. It's like we were talking to Uncle Herpes. Uncle Herpes could have been a female for all we know. I mean, you never know. But,
now remember in Star Trek, there's that female character, 7 of 9 or something like that. So I guess Seven can be a female name too.
It could be. He's got a tremendous following. Looking on the Instagram right now, and oh god, he's up to like, what the hell is it? It's up there, Joseph. I know that. Let me just plug into this thing here. I love plugging people in with what it's due here. Here we go. Yeah, 7 Mad Season he's called, Joseph, and he's got a following 50,000 followers on Instagram. So he's got a very, very large following, or she's got a large following. But yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, that's
good stuff. So
good.
he'll be on the show this Wednesday, guys.
Yeah, I don't spend a whole lot of time on Instagram. I know I think your show does pretty well with Instagram. I'm on Instagram to promote the book mainly, of course, but I haven't been on Instagram as long as I've been on so many of the other platforms. So I've yet to, build up much of a following myself on Instagram. So I'm at J Leonard Detroit. You could see it. I think you could see the moniker at the bottom, right? Joseph M. Leonard, aka J Leonard Detroit, no Owen Leonard. On most social media platforms, you can find me as J Leonard Detroit.
There you go. There you go. Man, you were on the Sauce Report, man. How did that go?
Oh, yeah, it went pretty good. Yeah, him and I talked for about 40 minutes or so at 9 o'clock this morning. And we're going to go at some people under the delusion that terrorism went away because they weren't seeing it on the nightly news like they were, because 24/7 Wuhan virus hysteria, fear porn has been what the news has been covering the last 2.5, 3 years. Well, folks, terrorism hasn't gone anywhere just because it isn't under your nose on the nightly news every day. And again, this book is not just about terrorism. It's about a whole lot of other things. Again, not about death. It's about life and living, and those both foreign and domestic, including American fascists who are destroying Western culture from within.
Yep. Well, it all starts at the southern border. It all starts, and a lot of people think, oh, we're not going to be having a terrorist, like there's not going to be any terrorists coming within the southern border. Well, you look at Venezuela, I'm no brain, I'm no like dumb fool, but I understand if you leave your door wide open and it's like this, you're next to a prison, okay,
Part
and
two
you get rid
tomorrow
of
at
the
9
door
o'clock
hinges
in
and
the
go, I'm gonna
morning.
get rid
So yeah, it went pretty
Yeah.
good. He just kind of wanted to do a vague introduction show at first, and I'm not sure what he's got planned for tomorrow.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So part one was today, which I didn't see it drop on Spotify yet. So I guess he's going to drop that soon. I know iHeart takes a long time, man, for it to drop. So hopefully by tomorrow, guys, that will drop on iHeart. So just to let you know. I don't know why. I don't know why our iHeart, Joseph, takes forever to drop. It usually takes like 15 hours after it initially
Yeah.
drops
Well, it
on
could
Spotify.
have
No
to do
idea.
with contracts. I mean, like I've not read the Anchor contract. So if you're doing through Anchor and feeding iHeart, there's probably fine print in the Anchor contract that says they've got at least a 12-hour exclusive to you.
Yeah.
So it gets delayed elsewhere. Kind of like Trump has a contract with Truth Social. Any social media he publishes must go through Truth, and they get I think, a 24-hour exclusive before he's supposed to be able to share that anywhere else. But everybody else
Oh, yeah.
screen prints it, shares it ahead of time.
Oh yeah. Everybody does what the hell they want to do. But I mean, guys, I mean, I'm contracted through Anchor and Riverside. It's the same company, so we flip flop back and forth. We do the flip flop scenario. Like I'll either broadcast Anchor, usually for the audio, or we're doing video today, so we're going to broadcast on Riverside. And then in January next month, guys, we're going right over the Restream. So I can say bye Riverside.
Yeah.
Bye Anchor. Well, I can't say bye Anchor because Anchor will still be the base where I'm going to upload, the audio format of it. But yeah.
Restream works really good. I really like Restream, and whenever I talk, unofficially off air to other podcasters, I highly recommend Restream because I like the feature that whoever is on the show can also stream the show onto our YouTube channel and Facebook and Twitter or whatever, so that expands the audience all the way around.
Yeah, what's good too, Joseph, is the feature that Restream allows the guest to basically after every recording. Now, I don't know if you guys know this though, but after every recording, Restream usually sends out an email to that guest. Because in Restream you have to put your name and your email usually. Now, there's a reason why you put your email. Restream will send you the actual cut of the broadcast to your email, so you can use that for your own promotion features. Like if you want to promote something on your end, you can use that as well. You could go into that recording, guys, and Joseph, if you're not aware of this, you can go into that recording and cut out a piece of maybe like a 15 or a 20-second little clip for your own promotion. So I think that's good.
Like that.
Good stuff.
Extremely useful for like if you're on TikTok. Which I'm on TikTok. I got 3 whole videos. One about 2 about terror strikes, and one about the how to write a book and get it published announcement. Other than that, I don't do anything. But yeah, you could then take a snippet video and put it on TikTok, and share it on all the social media platforms. But TikTok being, short snippet video oriented, it's a good place for that. And then I wanted to add one last thing before we move on from how to write a book and get it published. Ed Temple, who is the author of The Last Terrorist and Escape from Uncle Sam's Plantation, and also a co-host of the George Espinlaub Show podcast that I was on, in part says about it, like I was saying, even if you're not writing a book, it gives you good behind the scenes. In part, he says the book flows like a novel rather than a typical how-to book. So it can still be of interest to people not looking to write their own book.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And Sauce here, the other gentleman that comes on the show sometimes, just sent me a text message saying that the episode with Joseph dropped. So it's right here, guys. But yeah, wow. Thank you very much, Sauce, for being informative, man. With Joseph here, so it's on Spotify. I'm like, thanks very much. So
great.
Yeah.
And one of the other reasons too that you're going to Restream, that's good, because Riverside gets a little iffy. Like even today, I don't know if it's just us seeing it or if the audience will see it, but there's no freezing. You're not freezing, but there is some stutter to your video. There are slight stutterings in your video. So I don't know if that's Riverside
what's good
acting up again or what.
Well, what's good about it is sometimes it see, I'm broadcasting off of 1080p right now. It shows Joseph broadcasting at a 360p. It got a really low quality on Joseph, but it's okay. But actually, when we broadcast, it's the actual recording is at a higher quality, Joseph. So when it finishes and everything, it will go into the full 1080k. So it's okay. They understand that, everybody's Wi-Fi connection is not always the same as the other person's Wi-Fi connection. So yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna get into the story here, guys. We're gonna close it up here in about maybe another 10-15 minutes. But I'm developing a huge passion, man, for art districts. I don't know if you have a lot of art districts there in Detroit area of Michigan, but down here in Florida, man, they're popping up all over the place. And the police are actually, these artists, to take spray paint and create graffiti on walls in the city walls of Orlando, to kind of dress it up a little bit. And I'm if you notice on my Instagram, guys, I've been putting in amazing type of content in with the different types of graphic art that I've been noticing, because I love it, man. I really do. Do you guys have a lot of art there in Detroit?
We do have some cityscape murals here and there. They've not let them go on like you're talking about, and we do have a Detroit Institute of Arts, of course. So there's kind of the arts district around there, and there's also a place called the Heidelberg Project. You can look that up on Google. German word Heidelberg for Heidelberg Street in Detroit, where somebody, an artist of some sort, decorated a bunch of the old houses that were abandoned and falling apart and painted things on them. One house is the teddy bear house. It's got a bunch of random teddy bears that have been discarded.
The teddy bear house?
Plastered all over the teddy bear house. So, so that's kind of an art project district called the Heidelberg Project in Detroit. But beyond that, they don't let people run wild with spray cans.
Yeah, well, it's not that they're letting them run wild with spray cans here in Orlando, but they're giving them that art. You got to remember, folks, it's not vandalizing a wall. It's not causing mischief with the community. It's creating art, man, and I think that's tremendous, man. Some of these graffiti artists, man, are freaking absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, they are talented. They are amazing with a spray can. And I can see the value in doing that and kind of creating zones or districts for that, so that they're trying to redirect the bad habits of tagging everything and focus them onto creating actual pieces of art that will remain visible, won't be erased like the random tagging of everything. Yeah, so they're trying to take some of these people who do indeed have some great talent and repurpose and focus their energy to something positive rather than negative. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, guys, if when I go on Restream, I'm going to be able to plug in the actual clip here. But obviously, I have to be like dinosaur mode here and go back to like the 1960s when we had to do everything manually. This is some of the art, guys, I've been taking pictures of. Now, this right here is a piece right in downtown Orlando where a gentleman, it was a gentleman because his name is actually on the bottom. You can't see it on my phone because the way I took it, but he took a picture of an eyeball or like he spray painted a picture of an eyeball with like, some kind of look like mascara or something. I'll show you again. The piece is right here. It's really nice. And I tell you what, like some of the art there, man, it's tremendous. Another piece here I'm going to get into, boy, basically pulling the curtain, and behind the curtain, look, boy, man, pulling the curtain. It's tremendous the amount of talent that these folks have, Joseph.
Yeah, I mean, some of them are very, very talented. Because again, I mean, it's hard enough to do art with a brush, let alone a can, because that spray is harder to control than paint on a brush.
Well, you need a steady hand, Joseph. Yeah. That's without a doubt. Yeah.
Yeah. And spray paint
you need a steady hand.
If you spray too much, it'll get runny and ruin it. So you've got to be able to have a light touch to be able to get just the right amount of spray.
Well, here's the thing, Joseph. I was talking to an artist, man, and the artist there at this wall, which was near a tunnel, he said that you need to learn how to cut your finger off at the precise time. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. But here's one more of a gentleman. Now this is spray paint. This is not regular household paint that you would use a roll or a brush. President here, our former president, Donald Trump. Check this out, guys. That is fucking spray paint. That is crazy. I seen that shit, and that's on a freaking wall. Joseph, that a man, he spray painted that of Donald Trump with, it looked like what the hell is that? Some kind of like gun or something on his shoulder, but yeah.
Yeah, the amount of detail, like with the eyeball one you showed, I mean, the detail they can get is amazing. And if you could get them to focus their energy like they are with these cityscape murals, to then focus to putting their spray paints on an actual canvas. You wouldn't even need a canvas. I mean, you could go to the junkyard and get a bunch of hoods off of white cars and use that as a canvas and spray paint something and literally sell that art to people. You could make a living at that. I mean, if you're good like the ones that you've shown, that can become a living.
Yeah. I remember Atlanta, Georgia there, right in downtown, right near downtown Atlanta, guys, near the Martin Luther King district, where they call it the Tunnel of Art. You guys got to check it out. You can Google it on Google or anywhere you search for something on the internet. And there's an actual tunnel, Joseph, where they have art all over the tunnel, like on top of the tunnel. Like when you look up like that, there's art on the side to the left. And there's people actually driving. So it's not like a abandoned tunnel, and you constantly see sometimes 2, 3, 4, 6 o'clock in the morning, man, people spray painting. Like there's different types of stuff. It's tremendous. It's like their own little canvas.
Yeah, that's something. The walls of the Detroit Windsor Tunnel are white tile.
Oh, okay.
But on the one hand, it would be kind of cool to let them do that. But on the other hand, drivers could get distracted looking at things and cause accidents in the tunnel. And you don't want an accident in the tunnel because there's only two ways in and out. It'd be a mess to clean up an accident in there.
Oh, yeah. The precise name of this tunnel, guys, so that way I can, give you correct information, because I don't want to give you that fake shit, what the hell they call it, fact-checking crap, which I think is dying out. I seen something coming out of Elon Musk, which I'm going to get into later this week. God, all that weird. But it's called the Krog Street Tunnel, guys. If you go on to, I had to Google it myself to show you. If you go to Google and you type these words in, it's Krog. It's spelled Krog, Krog, and then Street Tunnel. And it's pretty cool, guys. It's I used to go there all the time, just to talk to the artists and get their insights of what they're skipping. And it's a tremendous thing, guys. I really wish you guys check that out if you get some time, if you're in the Atlanta area. My phone is slowing up right now. I don't know what the hell's going on with it heating up. I was going to show you a picture of it, but there it is. Here we go. So if you go to, here, goddamn shit, it's backwards. So you can see Krog Street Tunnel. It has 5 stars? Yeah. There's people rate this thing, Joseph. It's a real thing. Pretty cool. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So anyway, guys, I'm going to get going here in a little bit. But as you can see, I wanted to talk about my beard. It's thinning out. Usually it happens when you get to be about 40, 50 years old. It thins out for some strange reason. And when you were in your early 20s, right, Joseph? You're in your early 20s, man, and it's like, this shit doesn't stop growing. Now all of a sudden it takes almost to grow. I don't know. Maybe it's the climate I'm living in. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know either. But yeah, I keep the goatee, but yeah, I shave the other areas because you're right. It kind of gets sporadic.
Yeah. So, you can see all the gray coming in, guys. Yes, I'm becoming an old man. Oh, God, you can see the top of my head right here. Oh, my God. Look. All like gray. Oh, boy. I'm embarrassing myself. It's terrible, But, guys, we're going to close it off here. I want to give one hat tip here before we close it off, and then I'll give Joseph the floor if he has anything to pitch in, some announcements on his end. But I want to thank Walt from B-Raw Podcast that joined us last week. Tremendous show. Walt got into some stories of something similar to us here on the show, where we rebranded to Savage Unfiltered. He was known as Walt Kitchen Table, and now he's called B-Raw Podcast. So really good stuff, guys. I highly suggest you revisit that episode. It's the current episode. It's still up. I haven't done any episodes after that. This will be the next current episode that Joseph and I are talking on right after that one. That one is was at 2. No, not 2. What am I saying 2? I've been saying 2 lately. We're in the 300s, folks. 373 episodes. So, yeah, 373. Check that out. This one we're doing with Joseph and I will be episode 374. So,
yeah,
yeah, man, that's all I got to say here on Savage Unfiltered. Joseph, you got anything, man?
You're going to be rolling into the 400s already here pretty soon. That's a lot of episodes. You're really climbing up there, and it's great the amount of following you've been able to build up over the years. I'm going to give a shout out to an odd podcast I was on the other day. It's supposed to drop sometime today. Drew Salisbury has the Treats podcast, where he invites people on and they talk about treats. Well, I went on and talked about frozen custard because we have a couple of famous frozen custard places in our area. So that because again, like we talk, like with your show, like the music episode and the movie episode we did, it's nice to have some off the wall, off the beaten path, other kind of stuff than just politics or just talking about my book although I did get to talk about my book on the Treats podcast because we did also talk about pizza. And there is a section in Terror Strikes Coming Soon to a City Near You that there is a scene at a pizza place. So it was we segued kind of to it so that the whole show came together. But as soon as that's available, I'll have it up on my terrorstrikes.info/interviews page. But it's supposed to drop sometime today. And I even give him a shout out on how to write a book and get it published in my marketing chapter. Because, marketing, once you're done with your book, you've got to market your book. And podcasts are a great way to market your book. And I use his show by way of example, like I did. Find unique approaches to, say, hey, I'd like to be on your show. And let's talk about frozen custard, which will lead to pizza, which then allows me to promote my book at the same time. So find, put odd stuff in your book too, if you're thinking about it. The pizza scene has an important role in the book. And you think, what does pizza have to do with terrorism? Because again, it's not just about terrorism. And that gives you those odd avenues to help promote the book overall by giving you those odd ends. Like there's a baseball thread throughout my book too. Well, what does baseball have to do with terrorism? Read Terror Strikes Coming Soon to a City Near You and you'll understand why. So I've been on sports programs too to talk about baseball because it's in my book. So
Joseph all over the place. Wow. Hearing that 3-minute conversation from Joseph, man, you've been all over the place. Podcasts, sports, political, society, culture, man, you're like me. I had a discussion with Walt, Joseph, about, where the show is going. And, you got to remember something here, guys. When I had that discussion with Walt, Walt's not a political guy. He said he can't stand politics. I respect it. He's more of a, how can I say it? A lame duck in his field, and a good lame duck in his field. He gets into a lot of good in-depth conversation with a lot of different interesting folks. And he's climbing up the ranks. He's been off the air, Joseph, for 4 months, man. He's battling, the health condition and stuff like that. And I'm glad to see he's doing a lot better because he's a good friend of mine, and you have to talk about different things, Joseph. You can't constantly talk about the same stuff, man, or you're going to create a clog.
Right. A one-trick pony. If you're just a one, although politics is an easier singular subject because there's always a whole lot of issues under the umbrella of politics. Whereas if you have a baseball, to say, to use that example again, if you only ever talk baseball, what are you doing in the winter? But dreaming up ways to talk about who might be drafted in the spring or whatever, or speculate on what this team may do or that team may do. So politics, there's a wide range of things under that umbrella. But even that.
Well, Joseph, I got to tell you, man, we're going to be talking about I was going to say we're going to be talking about politics, man, this Wednesday with this left wing liberal man out of Arizona, and oh boy, I've been hearing some of her shows, and she's right to the point. Joseph, I'm going to need a freaking a shield or something around me when I talk to her. Oh boy, I'm telling you, it's going to be one of those guys. It's going to be a heated one. There's going to be some bombs dropped on this show. I'm telling you right now, but it's going to be a good show.
I hope I'm not giving away a spoiler, but you shared the other day at some point you're going to have Tulsi Gabbard on also, which will be a real interesting.
Oh yeah. Well, it's if we still have, I should have an answer from her team over there in the next week or two. But I'm hoping. Like I said, I did get one not confirmation, but I got a follow-up email saying that she would be honored to be on the show. So I'm taking that would be a yes.
You
so
hope.
If I get a yes, that's yeah.
As long as the schedule allows. I got to meet Tulsi Gabbard when she was in Michigan, Dearborn, Michigan, for a Tudor Dixon rally.
Okay.
She's an interesting person. I have my concerns with her connections potentially with Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum, but at least she's not a 100% typical fascocrat, as I call them.
Yeah.
She is somewhat of an independent. I don't consider Christian Sinema really an independent. She's with the Democrats 90% of the time. Same thing with Joe Manchin. He's a fake. He's a fraud. He always caves. He's a Democrat masquerading as an independent to try to stay elected in a red state. It's just the same thing Kristen Sinema's trying to pull, going independent because Arizona's purple and she knows she will probably lose if she doesn't try the John McClane, I'm a maverick kind of line, even though she, again, 90% of the time, Democrat vote. Party line with Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden.
Yeah. Well, if I get her on the show, guys, I'm hoping and praying. She will be on the River Stream Network program that we're doing in January. I'm not sure. Hopefully I'm getting her by January. February, I'm told that she might have availability in February. So he's on it. It's going to be a battle. Hopefully I can get Joseph on that to discuss that with her. And hopefully Joseph doesn't put too many digs at her. You know what I mean? But
no, I would like to challenge her, but I will be nice and I will carefully craft the question. I won't say, what the hell's wrong with you being a part of the World Economic Forum? I will carefully, politely craft, are you associated with it and why? Kind of, I'll be nice to her. Now, that other liberal on Wednesday, I may not be too nice with.
Well, just to let you know, Joseph, as we close it up, man, I hope our demeanor of persona, because Joseph and I, we do cuss like sailors sometimes on the show. So I hope we don't scare her off and say, these guys are fucking nuts. But Savaged, it is Savage. It's just not there for a cute little bumper sticker, folks. It is.
Hopefully Wednesday will probably live up to it. Hopefully we will be able to savage the hell out of the whip on Wednesday.
Oh, God, yeah, you ain't lying, Joseph. That woman is fucking tough. She's like a younger version of Joy Behar. She's like, oh, my God, it's terrible. But anyway, guys, we're going to get going here. Thanks very much for tuning in to Savage Unfiltered. I'm the host, Michael Gardner. Joining us here on Mondays is always the lovely man from Detroit, Michigan, Mr. Joseph M. Leonard, the author of Terror Strikes Coming to a City Near You. Guys, I'm out of here. Got to get a glass of water. Remember, guys, keep it savage.